First up on the docket, well, guess what? Now your kids can get the jab. I know it's just so safe and effective for especially younger populations throughout the entire world. It's been proven. In fact, the science definitely supports that. But it's just this one. It's just the Pfizer one right now, and that's it's got emergency use authorization. It's so safe and effective. We still have to use emergency use authorization for 5 to 11-year-olds. Okay, I see what's up. They just want to be able to sell the fucking product. Okay, this is Pfizer. Okay, say they, you need to quantify it, of course. Yeah, it's just Pfizer wanting to turn a quick fucking buck without having any sort of responsibility attached. You just fucking love to see it. You shouldn't though, because this is fucking tragic. But whatever. You just gotta smile and laugh at it at this point. Because this could go one of two ways, right? It could go that the people are just going to jab up their kid, and they're just going to be, well, the scientists say, the experts all agree that we need to do this, and they'll just be standing over their kids, and they'll just fucking, I don't know, be drilling as many holes in them as possible and just pouring the fucking shit in if they're allowed to. And then you're going to have the crowd that, just like with the critical race theory in schools, which we'll get to shortly, they push back against that because maybe this is just a bridge too far. Maybe they don't give a fuck about themselves, which is, you know what, kind of part and parcel of just a bigger problem with society, that people care more about them other things than they do about themselves. So maybe this is going to be... Like I said, this could go one of two ways, and I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go at the end of the day because this is, yeah, just hot off the presses yesterday, so they're going to let it gestate over the weekend and then, I don't know, start lining the kids up against the wall for the jobs. FDA on Friday issued an emergency use authorization for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children 5 through 11, coming days after the advisory panel recommended it. Wholeheartedly, of course, unanimous vote on that one. But before the shots can be distributed across the United States, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention must first sign off on the move. It's literally just a fucking rubber stamp, okay? So that's why it's just going to have to wait until Monday, because it's waiting on the desk, because they have parties to probably go to before they can fucking read through this. As a mother and a physician, I know that parents, caregivers, school staff, and children have been waiting for today's authorization. And if you are... I don't know what the fuck. You must be one of the most boring people on earth if you're just sitting around. It's like, oh, I just can't wait to just jab my fucking preschoolers up. Vaccinating younger children against COVID-19 will bring us closer to returning to a sense of normalcy. God, these fucking losers. Oh, all we need is just safety and comfort, and oh my god, I just go outside and I'm still scared of a 0.2% chance of me dropping fucking dead today. Stay at home and just wrap yourself in foam and bubble wrap, preferably start around the head, and just make sure that the tape is extra tight. Acting FDA Commissioner Janet Woodcock, of course, said in a statement Friday, the FDA's Vaccine and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee, it should work on making that a longer name, voted overwhelmingly to back a smaller dose of the Pfizer-BioNTech mRNA vaccine for younger children. 17-0 was the vote, by the way, but who gives a fuck? They were always going to do this anyways. They just like, no, we shouldn't do boosters, and then they just vote on it, and I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to do boosters now. What's that? The check cashed? Sweet. In a news release, the FDA said the immune response in younger children were similar to individuals aged 16 to 25. Okay, first of all, whatever, okay, and second of all, can you quantify any of these numbers? Based on an ongoing study, okay, yeah, we're making major medical decisions for the entire fucking country based on ongoing studies. Okay, for the agency, the FDA said that the vaccine was 90.7, okay? I remember when these vaccines were first getting rolled out right after the election. Coincidental timing, right? No, yeah, and they were, what, 99.98% effective, right? No? And now all of a sudden in kids, and this is being touted as being something great and awesome, it's going to be a lot fucking worse than that, you know, because... What about my breakthrough cases and all that kind of fun stuff? Yeah, exactly. But it's 90.7% effective in preventing COVID-19 in kids aged 5 through 11. Yeah, because they're just dropping off left, right, and center, and they're experiencing what? Some of the worst cases, right? Oh no, is that actually just completely opposite of what's really happening? Huh. About 3,100 children in that age group have not displayed serious side effects. Oh, okay, of the ongoing study. Oh, okay, cool. 3,100 children. That's what we're basing all of this stuff on. That makes sense. The FDA has determined this Pfizer vaccine has met the criteria for emergency use authorization. Of course it has. There were how many zeros at the end of that? Based on the totality of scientific evidence available, the known and potential benefits of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine in individuals down to 5 years of age outweigh the known and potential risks. Okay, just because you say it doesn't mean it's true. But we've got the totality of scientific evidence. We've tested 3,100 kids. Cool. In a news release issued by the FDA and the agencies and CDC surveillance system identified high risk of myocarditis, inflammation of heart muscle, and pericarditis, inflammation of the tissue surrounding the heart after males aged 12 to 17 got the Pfizer vaccine. Safe and effective. Based on its own modeling and assertion, modeling to assertion, and it's like, okay, reread that and say it out loud. The risk-benefit ratio for children aged 5 to 11, the FDA predicts that overall the benefits of the vaccine would outweigh. Again, you're just repeating the same fucking line, okay? Oh, it's modeling. It's gonna be better. Trust us. We said the same thing last time, and nothing bad ever happened, right? More children reported side effects after the second dose than after the first dose. Cool. Safe and effective. Side effects were generally mild to moderate, kind of like when a kid actually gets infected, in severity, and occurred within 2 days after vaccination, and most went away within 1 to 2 days. Okay, considering you're only testing 3,100 kids, and you can only say, most of the symptoms went away after a day or two. If you extrapolate that out to the rest of the kids, like, I don't know what the population of 5 to 11-year-olds are in the United States, but I don't think that 3,100 is a generally large sample. I'm just going to throw that out there as well. If they aren't going to say why it's safe and effective, or why the science overwhelmingly says it would be a benefit as opposed to a risk, I don't need to fucking quantify any of my stuff now, do I? CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices will meet next week to discuss the vaccine. Yeah, sure. Depending on the outcome of the panel's meeting, you want to place bets on this fucking Mike Tyson versus a toddler fight that's coming up? CDC Director Rochelle Walensky, who has been talking about this for the longest fucking time, would have the final say on when the vaccine can be used for younger children. Tomorrow! Literally tomorrow! Just fucking get it! Start mandating it for schools like California and New York, because it's a choice after all. Oh, literally, it's going to be up to her too. Yeah, Rochelle Walensky's also going to have what say the vaccines are going to be administered on. Okay, what the circumstances for the administration is going to be. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Unelected bureaucrats making huge health choices for all of society. Okay, I guess the 1 to 4 year olds. Yeah, the newborns to 4-year-olds, they're allowed to make their own decisions. Nothing weird about that, obviously. But I just want to make a quick detour off to Representative Thomas Massie of Kentucky and what his take on all of this has been, because he has a pretty good thread here, and I'll just go to Twitter every once in a while to gather up some information, and I seen this one, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Thought I'd share it with you guys. What do roadkill and the CDC-sponsored COVID paper have in common? Let's see. By the third day, it's so picked apart, they're unrecognizable. This CDC director is shameless for fabricating junk science with findings that stand in stark contrast to every credible academic study. Yeah, but it doesn't really much matter, because they know what the overwhelming evidence that is supported by the science. A study of hospitalized patients with symptoms similar to COVID. Wait, what? not even. We aren't even going to check. But hey, it's similar to COVID-19. You guys remember what the symptoms are, right? Basically anything at this point. If you're breathing, you probably have the coof. Unvaccinated people, with a previous infection, were 5 times more likely to have a positive COVID-19 test compared to vaccinated people. What does the fine print say? COVID-19, like illness, hospitalizations 90 through 179 days after prior infection or full vaccination. Oh, okay, cool. So just conflate the two. That's nice. Received 2 doses of the mRNA vaccine and no previous infection. Oh, okay, cool. How would you even know at that point if you've a previous infection, if you've got jabbed up? That's interesting. But hey, no, they know the science, and obviously they just go ahead and they tell you all of that fun stuff there. CDC, back to Massey, okay? CDC used this paper to make an absurd and never before claimed and already unproven assertion. Oh no, but the science that the vaccine is 5 times more effective than natural immunity at preventing people from testing positive for COVID. Testing, not symptoms, death, or hospitalization. Testing. Yeah, exactly. And we all know how reliable those tests are. Let's start with the obvious flaw that the authors recognize but gloss over. Most of those cases, most of the few cases they characterize as reinfections are probably long COVID. And we also did a breakdown of long COVID. Oh, geez, that was not that long ago. Yeah, most of the people that report to have long COVID don't have long COVID, and they're just lazy. Sucks to suck. They made no effort to verify a recovery or that infections were genetically unique. They just waited 90 days. Awesome science. Okay. Oh, what has he got highlighted here? Yeah, to reduce the chance that hospitalization was related to the ongoing SARS-CoV infection, patients were also excluded from the previous infection group if they most recent previous positive test occurred 14 to 89 days before hospitalization. Cool. Yeah, we don't need our numbers to be terribly skewed, so if anybody falls in the group before 3 months, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and eliminate them from the study. That's awesome. The irony of this study is when they went looking for people hospitalized with COVID-like symptoms, they found over 6,000 who were vaccinated and only 1,000 who were unvaccinated and had a prior COVID infection. 5 times more effective, huh? We'll run that back again just in case you weren't quite paying attention. They went looking for people hospitalized with COVID-like symptoms, and they found over 6,000 who were vaccinated, and only 1,000 who were unvaccinated. Okay. They told us 99% of hospitalizations were unvaccinated. 1,020 hospitalizations were among previously infected and unvaccinated persons, and 6,328 were among fully vaccinated and previously uninfected patients. 5 times more effective. There's his bio. See, no pronouns in there, so you can trust them. This 6-page paper has over 50 authors. Wow, what did everybody get assigned? 1 fucking line? That's ridiculous. Oh, that's an average of 9 authors per page based. Half a dozen of them disclose conflict of interest with pharma. No shit. But it's working for the CDC categorization as a conflict of interest. CDC was given $1 billion from Congress to promote the vaccines. Yeah, of course they were. Oh yeah, they're all paid off for by Pfizer to Kaiser Permanente. Okay, support from AstraZeneca to Health Partners Institute for COVID vaccine trials. Allison and Noeli reports Pfizer research funding. Of course, they all, yeah. In their data, why does the number of vaccinated people hospitalized correlate negatively with time since vaccine? Could initial hospitalizations be due to a vaccine adverse effects or due to temporarily weakened immune systems from the vaccine, or just possibly selection bias? Perhaps, yeah. Because even with the kids there, it just goes to show you most of their adverse effects happen within the first couple of days. Just saying. And in the final tweet here, Walensky mischaracterization of the paper conceals what CDC's original tortured summary exposes. The study is junk because it only considers those with prior infections who ended up in hospital, not the ones who didn't. Natural immunity helps prevent hospitalizations. No fucking shit. What's the science specifically around kids? Not the science, trademark, but you know, like actual studies. How does this shit affect kids? So the risks of death and serious illness from COVID-19 among young children are one of the key points of contention. The FDA's own briefing modeled scenarios for relative risks of serious illness or death from COVID-19 and serious illness or death of just one possible risk, namely heart inflammation. Yeah, but not from the Pfizer one, right? No. Relying on real-world data from individuals 20 years of age or older during the Delta wave. They assumed that the vaccine was 70% effective against COVID-19 and 80% effective against hospitalization. Yeah, but 90% for the 5 to 11-year-olds, right? In its briefing to the FDA, Pfizer stated that COVID-19 was among the top 10 causes of death for children aged 5 to 14 between January to May 2021. All right, referencing an analysis from the Kaiser Family Foundation. See Kyle. The CDC has noted that over 94%, 94% of COVID-19 deaths include other comorbidities. Oh, pesky comorbidities. You don't need to bring that up. With an average of 4 additional holy fuck, these are like sick people who are dropping dead. Imagine that. Or causes per death. Citing a research letter that analyzed CDC data, Pfizer FDA briefing counted 1.8 million cases and 143 deaths related. Oh man, really? 1.8 million cases, 143 deaths. Make sure you jab everybody up to COVID-19 throughout October 14th, 2021, and 8,622 hospital. Again, this is out of 1.8 million cases. Awesome. September 18th, 2021, children aged 5 through 11, reflecting a vanishingly low risk of serious illness or death in that population. No, this is a serious scenario. We need to take all of this very seriously, and I don't know why you're just, fighting back. You should be following the science and blah, blah, blah. Notably, while the briefing did not specify how many children who had died had serious comorbidities, why would you want to ruin your very rehearsed, very lovely, I'm sure the slides and the PowerPoint presentation were just fucking immaculate. Why would you want to ruin all of that hard work with pesky comorbidity stats? Roughly 2/3 of those hospitalized had one or more underlying comorbidity. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works all the fucking time. Researchers have consistently found the dangers of COVID-19 to the young children are very low. No, this is a very tragic situation. Why aren't you taking this seriously? A Nature study estimating the COVID-19 infection fatality rate, the IFR, or the proportion, of those who die from infection, found an IFR of just 0.001% for children aged 5 to 9, less than 1 in 100,000. Yeah, and if you end up pulling that fucking genetic lottery, hopefully you also played like the actual lottery. Hopefully you got some similarly lucky pulls on the Powerball. Risks from the vaccine. Oh boy, I can't wait to get nuked for this one. But this is just all fucking documentable science. It's not like it ever fucking helps. Oh, while Rubin told the Epoch Times that the clinical trial data did not identify any adverse events in children aged 5 through 11, the FDA's own briefing document from Pfizer detailed a few, including 13 cases of lymphadenopathy. Oh, okay, my mistake. Or lymph node swelling. Huh. These vaccines and very important vital organs starting to swell. That's interesting. Ain't that a bitch. Safe and effective, though. However, some physicians have spoken in favor of administering the vaccines even to their own young children. Yeah, we got old Janet Woodcock there saying that, I can't wait to just jab up my kids. Yeah, sure. I'm a board-certified immunologist. My wife is a pediatric ER physician. I don't really care. I've followed #COVID vaccine data in teens and adults, read Pfizer safety efficacy data for 5 to 11 years old, and listened to FDA discussion. Oh, this could go either way. Okay, we will vaccinate our 8 to 11-year-old children with confidence and gratitude, of course, wrote Dr. Dave Stockus, a professor of clinical pediatrics at Nationwide Children's Hospital, on Twitter. Of course. I've read all the studies and I've seen that my kids have a 1 in 100,000 chance of serious illness, and I'm not risking a single thing. Cool. Dr. Leanna Wen, a CNN medical analyst, and former president of Planned Parenthood, cool, argued in the Washington Post that young children need vaccines, just not fetuses though, or any kids that are, millimeters just below the surface? Yeah, you can kill them because that's even more effective than vaccinations. There's a long old article. And I would definitely encourage you guys reading it, but just to speed this along, so why vaccinate kids? The current push for mass vaccination for our kids seems to have multiple, often overlapping motivations, some more understandable than others. For many, genuine concerns about illness, hospitalization, and death in young COVID-19 patients is no doubt the predominant factor, particularly after months of media coverage in the dangers of coronavirus, leading viewers of outlets such as CNN and MSNBC, or just the fucking basic bitch radio around in these parts. I'm sure it's probably similar if you guys, I don't know, still have to ever hear the basic radio. All of it's just fear, be afraid, stay inside, get the jab, wear a mask, shut up, don't think, follow the science. It's already figured it out for you. I've never seen such a mass media campaign, at least in a Western country, where they're just telling you, don't think, just do. So openly and honestly, I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. Well, that's not fair. I totally get it, but I don't understand the willingness to just hand over free thinking. I guess they feel solace in the fact that they're trading their own decision-making capabilities for just an air of safety and protection. I guess, maybe. At the same time, it's hard to ignore Big Pharma's big money and influence. Yep, they pretty much sponsor literally everything, especially Pfizer. Oh my god. As mentioned above, the Biden administration has already purchased 50 million of Pfizer's pediatric doses. Yeah, okay, so that's why all of this rubber stamping, all of the certification, the emergency use authorization, it was always going to happen because they already got the fucking stock, okay? They aren't going to be sitting on it for Christ's sakes, and they're all staffed by these fucking bureaucrats, and they've been in here forever, dude, and they're all appointed by whoever's in the fucking White House or whoever's pulling the strings, especially with this organization. Most of those people have been there since what, the Bush or the Obama administration, okay? According to endpoints, the cost of 50 million doses was not initially made available, although the cost of the Pfizer vaccine has steadily risen in the United States, hitting $24 a dose in July 2021 versus roughly $19.50 per dose in July of 2020. Wait a minute, vaccine wasn't available in July of 2020. Unless they're talking about similar technology, or maybe they're just adjusting for inflation. I don't know, but last but not least, Open Secrets reports that Pfizer alone is the 25th largest lobbyist in the United States in 2020, spending over $10.8 million that year alone. That's in addition, to the $381,930 Pfizer-affiliated individuals donated to Joe Biden's presidential campaign. The 19,768 such individuals donated to Donald Trump's campaign. A slight difference, okay, just a little bit. And the 47,869 such individuals donated to Bernie Sanders. Oh, Bernie Sanders, we need to have universal health care, the public spending, and give me more money, no refunds. I'm going to laugh so hard if he runs again in 2024. And fucking simpletons just continue to sign up to help his campaign. God, that would just be wonderful. Yeah, this video is going to be long in the tooth. I was considering axing this portion, but I already referenced it. And you might think, why does this have a correlation with kids getting vaccinated? Well, we mentioned how the experts out there think that critical theory type learning is beneficial to children because they need to learn about the real past, right? Well, AT&T, who does in fact own Warner Media, ergo one of the largest movie houses in the fucking world, and also a subsidiary of which is DC, like Detective Comics, so like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, all of them, all of those people, they gotta learn this fucking horse shit, okay? And now there's proof, there's receipts coming in from the classroom, and it's coming in from the media, which you guys already knew that, but at least you're gonna have some written backup to help strengthen your arguments. Internal documents reveal AT&T's guidelines for its employees to undergo racial inequity training by confronting white privilege. Ugh. Journalist Christopher Rufo with City Journal magazine obtained the documents from the employee who told him, if I don't do it, you're considered a racist. Fuck off. So once again, that's another one of those, oh, you guys, this is totally optional training, but if you don't do it, you're just a crazy neo-Nazi, white supremacist. AT&T is another Fortune 100 company that is scrubbed. succumb to the latest fad corporate diversity and inclusion programs that traffic in the ugly concept of race essentialism and collective guilt, Rufo said on Twitter. The material found in the document is based on the core teachings of critical race theory. Critical race theory is Marxist-based philosophy that suggests society as a class struggle between oppressors and the oppressed. Yeah, just commie fucking horseshit. Labeling white people as the oppressors and all other races as the oppressed, or you can just go back and say the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. It's always going to be this group versus this group, us versus them, just clashing. Meanwhile, the elites up at the top just don't give a fuck. AT&T's corporation has created a race education program that, with materials claiming that racism is a uniquely white trait. What? All right. And teaching employees, white people, you are the problem. Oh my God. Are they going to offer a final solution for all white people? In the West, that'd be tough. But hey, if you guys all hate white people, there's not very many of them in the Middle East, so feel free to go over there, I guess. Re-education program promotes the concept that racism is strictly a white characteristic. Did I already read that? I don't know, maybe. No, it's just kind of repeated again. AT&T CEO John Stankey Leg, stated the program he called the Listen, Understand, Act. Cool. If I have to listen to any more of this, I understand that I need to put a gun in my mouth and act on it by pulling the trigger in reaction to the death of George. Still talking about St. Floyd over a fucking year later? Whatever. Stanky said in a letter found in the documents. The document also contains the 21-day racial equity habit building challenge. Finally, AT&T encourages employees to participate in the 21-day racial equity habit challenge, which teaches that whiteness is one of the biggest and most long-running scams ever perpetuated. Oh yeah, cool. I love your projection right there. And the weaponization of whiteness is a constant barrage of harm for minorities. Again, just go ahead and substitute out critical race theory and whiteness, and you'll actually get an accurate representation of the world. But fuck all this racist shit. It's so stupid. I don't have the answers as to how this all stops, obviously. It's a very, very complex situation, but coming forward with this information, that's definitely a start, and it's definitely a good place to make the change. And just needs to have more strong people like that to just say, yeah, no, fuck off, not doing this stuff, okay? And oh yeah, by the way, here, the credible journalists, not fucking CNN, not any of the hacks over there at Vice. I just picked on Vice because that's the first one that came to mind. And just flipping that stuff to them, and they'll just be like, oh, this is such a great thing that they're doing. No, getting it out there to the world. Rufo's been doing this for months, if not years at this point, and that's the only way we're going to be making inroads. Oh, yeah, and by the way, make sure to vaccinate your fucking 5-year-olds because they're safe and effective, right? But if you thought that this video was a little bit shitposty, just wait for the third one, because we got 3 stories that we got to all talk about, and they're all individually not really big enough to be making their own video. Like, as I look down at the timer on this one's going to be a behemoth, but the next one, that one's going to be fun, okay? And we got some more information on that tiki torch gimmick that was happening yesterday, and yeah, again, there was an admission, but I don't buy it. So if you want to check out that one and you don't mind it not being terribly technical, I would really appreciate it. It could be a lot of fun over there. Don't know, haven't recorded it yet though. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.